Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Thursday, the 16th day of January 2025. It is Thursday of the first week of the year, the first week in Ordinary Time. It is also the fourth day of our synod here in Kansas City. Something to always to remember. So this is the other side of the hotel and it's attached to an indoor mall and things like that. So it's quite nice. But they still have lights around their trees, still celebrating a lot of the holiday seasons. And if you look that way a little bit, you could zoom in perhaps. You can look at it. Long before the Kansas City Chiefs became what made Kansas City famous, it was Hallmark cards. So this is the headquarters of Hallmark greeting cards. And so this is kind of the Hallmark Center over here, the Crown Center, because the crown that Hallmark cards uses as its insignia, as its symbol. There's even a department store called Halls here in Kansas City, showing that, again, Hallmark cards was not just cards, it's a whole bunch of things. Again, the headquarters of Hallmark cards, again, another reason to put Kansas City on the map besides the Chiefs. Just a little kind of information that way. So as we continue entering into Ordinary Time through this first week, again, the Liturgy of the Hebrews quotes Psalm 95, which is a psalm that is used to begin morning prayer as an option each morning. And in it talks about Israel not being faithful. And because of that, they did not enter fully into God's promises. Now, it's a very strange kind of psalm to begin morning prayer with. It's kind of a shot at Judaism, and again, and those kinds of things. And so it's a little bit, it's always questionable whether or not to use it. But here it's used in the letter of the Hebrews because, again, it's one of the Psalms, and again, did Judaism miss out on inheriting God's promises because, of what happened to Jesus? And so, but here, this letter basically says, no, there's no losing out of anything. It's about remaining faithful. Again, it's that God wants us to be a part of God's promises. God wants us to be a part of what it is that God has planned for us. That God does not want to be exclusionary. God does not want to be someone, again, who basically chooses and then forgets, or chooses and destroys. Again, this is a God who brings everything together, who brings back what has fallen apart, who brings back those who have lost their way. Again, this child, again, born for us, without distinction, without qualification, without any kind of difference or what have you, Christ is given to all people of all times, of all races, of all ethnicities, of all everything, to be a part of this life. And it's just for us to wake up and realize that. It's just for us to wake up and embrace it, for us to wake up and let this Christ become a part of our life. Again, a wonderful way in which to enter Ordinary Time, a wonderful way in which to enter into this moment in which we count our way down to God, the fulfillment of God's promises, and the final moment in which God is all in all. The gospel for today, again, we had Peter's mother-in-law being healed. Again, a series of healings in Mark's gospel. Immediately, Jesus gets to work at showing the world that there is a difference that God makes in it, that Christ makes in it. And so this leper that is healed, and he's healed and told to tell nobody that this has happened, but just to go his way, and begin living his life again. He goes around and starts praising God left and right, which is wonderful and beautiful, and telling everybody what Jesus did. But then it makes it impossible for Jesus to do anything else, because everybody wants then something from Jesus. It becomes more consumeristic than moving into faith. It becomes more what's in it for me than being able to spread through our own selves, this wonder and beauty of being a part of the life of God. Again, it's always important to remember that when we have the experience of God in our lives, we have a powerful experience of God in our lives, it is not just for us to brag about it or to keep it to ourselves, or to turn it into spectacle. It is about sharing something that can give life to others, sharing something that can allow others to experience wholeness and fullness in their lives, allowing others to experience the power and wonder of Christ, who is always active in every moment of our lives. Continued blessed day, St. Francis and people of God. Continue to pray for this last kind of full day of our provincial synod here in Kansas City, and may the Lord give you his peace.